From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Wednesday, September 21st, 2016. Silver is trading at $19.25 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,317 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $600. Antiwar.com reports a pair of bipartisan bills advancing in the House and Senate are seeking to block the latest $1.15 billion worth of sales of U.S. tanks to Saudi Arabia, with authors citing growing concern about the number of civilians being killed in the Saudi war in Yemen. The Senate version of the bill was introduced last week, co-sponsored by Senators Rand Paul, Mike Lee, Al Franken, and Chris Murphy, while the House version was introduced on Tuesday, co-sponsored by Representatives Ted Lieu and Mike Mulvaney. The Senate version is expected to come up for a vote this week, likely on Wednesday, where it faces opposition from Majority Leader Mitch McConnell and Foreign Relations Chairman Bob Corker, who say the Saudis are going to buy their weapons either way and the U.S. might as well get the sell. The huge civilian death toll in Yemen, along with the ever-growing U.S. arms sales to Saudi Arabia, is putting the U.S. under growing criticism both domestically and abroad for supporting the Saudi war crimes. The Saudi use of U.S. munitions throughout the war has only added to the perception that the U.S. sales are directly in support of the disastrous war. For nearly 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and have permanently removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. UPI reports the U.S. Department of Transportation announced guidelines for the manufacture and use of self-driving cars. A federal automated vehicle policy overview released on Monday indicates federal regulators see self-driving cars as a safe improvement over traditional cars. While not a formal list of regulations, the statement offers a proactive safety approach that instructs car manufacturers and technology companies, while seeming to indicate the new technology will not be overregulated and in essence shows government approval of self-driving cars, according to the New York Times. President Barack Obama wrote in a Pittsburgh Post-Gazette editorial praising the DOT guidelines. This new policy is flexible and designed to evolve with new advances. There are always those who argue that government should stay out of free enterprise entirely, but I think most Americans would agree we still need rules to keep our air and water clean and our food and medicine safe. That's the general principle here. What's more, the quickest way to slam the brakes on innovation is for the public to lose confidence in the safety of the new technology. The DOT overview includes a 15-point vehicle performance guideline for safety aspects of the vehicles, calls for states to form policies for the design and development of autonomous vehicles, and clarifies how existing regulations can be applied to future innovations. Automakers and technology companies are investing heavily in self-driving cars, which hold the promise of fewer crashes and auto-related deaths. Ford, Volvo, Google, BMW, and Tesla are among the companies involved. You can support FPP Radio by joining the Fans program. Fans are friends, allies, and numerous supporters. Fans help FPP afford to produce more original content. You can join the Fans program for as little as $1 per month through Patreon and get perks like ad-free versions of FPP Radio News and Peace, Love, Liberty Radio. To learn more or to join the Fans program, visit fans.fppradio.com. That's fans.fppradio.com. Reuters reports the U.S. government approved a Wednesday restart for Colonial Pipeline Company's main gasoline pipeline, according to authorities on Tuesday, after the line's biggest leak in nearly 2 decades caused supply shortages that pushed pump prices higher. The largest gasoline conduit in the United States was partially shut down after a leak was discovered on September 9th in Alabama, and motorists have since suffered long lines to fill up across the southeast. The U.S. Department of Transportation Pipeline and Hazardous Materials Safety Administration issued a written approval for restart of the line late Tuesday. The line carries 1.3 million barrels per day of gasoline from the refining hub on the Gulf Coast to the East Coast. Colonial had built a bypass line to resume full operation of Line 1. The line is expected to operate at reduced pressure around the damaged section, but the company said it could still maintain normal flow rates. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.